where would we be with the Astros if Ronel Blanco didn't exist? Like, if he wasn't the story of the season for the Astros, how miserable would this season be going right now? Exclude the no-hitter. Great. But the wins at this point are even bigger than just, he threw a no-hitter, because he's got 2 out of their 3 wins. He's been dominant in his starts. He's given the Astros a chance to win, even in a game last night where Jordan hits a 3-run homer. That was it for the offense. They were done after that. So if he is like most Astros starters this year, they probably lose that game when you consider Hader couldn't get through an inning clean. If we are trying to find clear positives, they begin and end with Ronel Blanco. Sure, Altuve's good. He's always been good. But as far as the surprises and what we can be thankful for, I don't know if there's anyone more responsible for any positivity regarding the Astros than Ronel Blanco. And the problem with baseball is you can respond with anything with, it's a long season. It's a long season. All the pushback you need is it's a long season, and everyone goes, you know what, you're right. It is a long season. What can I say to that? 162 games means anytime you say that until probably July, you are right. So anyone who feels like this Astros season will turn around, and you're right to believe that because history suggests that it will, you just tell me it's a long season, and I'm like, you know what? You got me. But you can't tell me it's been good the first 10 games. You can't tell me you feel good about watching this team, because normally at this time of the year, the Rockets are done for. Now they are done for. We'll get into that. But we think about the Astros and go, this is my respite. This is a team I'm going to watch after whatever has happened during the day and go, I'm going to get to watch my team play and feel good about it. I don't feel that way watching them play. I'm hoping and praying they find a way to win a game. And sure, it can change because, Sean, it's a long season. That feeling can go away quickly. But right now, like, Framber's your ace right now. Verlander pitched on this very station. 92.5, excuse me. He pitched for the Space Cowboys yesterday. Didn't go great. He was asked about the rash of injuries in Major League Baseball. We'll get into that. He has some thoughts. Very eloquent, Justin Verlander. Maybe get some outs, though. Maybe get some guys out. That would help the cause. Now, he's just working on stuff. I get it. There's always a caveat for baseball.
He felt good.
Yeah, felt good. Didn't pitch particularly good. Well, the word is well. I would have used good, but that's not proper English. He didn't pitch particularly well, and some of the reaction shots of him giving up hits and runs, he didn't look like he felt good. But at least he came out of it uninjured. But do you feel all hyped about watching the Astros? Well, this is the wrong show for this, to be honest with you, because we have stated we don't really care until July. But I would like to go into games feeling like I don't have to worry about the team and know they're going to win. Even with Framber, as I get back to that, even with him going tonight, I'm not sure there's going to be a good outing.
I would say that I find the Astros very interesting.
They are.
Which is like, normally they're not very interesting. They're just very good. Or they're kind of interesting. But early in the season, the first 10 games are normally not like, man, like this is kind of a must-win game. Like, wow, they really need this one. You normally don't feel that watching the Astros. So yes, I do feel like it is interesting, and I want to disagree with you with one thing. You said Framber Valdez pitches tonight. He's the Astros ace. You could argue their ace pitched yesterday.
Yeah, there's true stopper. He does stop losing streaks.
That's what he does.
You are right. He talked about what Blanco did in his first start, stopping a losing streak. They had lost 4 in a row.
The first 4 games.
The first 4 games, and he ended that losing streak. Now they got their brains bashed in for different reasons in Arlington.
Yeah, he wasn't pitching then.
Yeah, he did.
Ronel Blanco.
He didn't get the pitch till the third games. They were outscored 17-4. We'll get into Presley's numbers before last night's outing. They were bad, and they have been bad until he pitches. Now, Framber tossed one in there and pitched well, certainly, but Blanco's been their stopper. But Framber is the ace in name before Verlander comes back. Maybe Blanco is that guy. Maybe he's a guy who's going to solidify himself in this rotation, because if Hunter Brown's going to pitch the way he did, he can beat it. He can get out of the rotation. There's nothing performance-based that suggests Blanco shouldn't be in this rotation. But by name, Fromber is your ace. But I don't go into it thinking, well, we're going to get 6 strong from Fromber. I don't know.
Yeah.
It could be 3 1/3 of miserable baseball. Not that he's going to be out and out terrible, but watching him fiddle around and walk guys and go from 0-2 to walking a guy, that stuff is possible too.
Yeah, it's definitely not like an ace level of performance and ease of performance.
Yeah.
It is like, man, got out a couple jams in that one.
It feels like it's on a knife edge all the time. That's what we've been dealing with.
And that's why the Astros are interesting.
They are interesting.
They're interesting.
They're not good, but they're interesting. And the hope is, because, as I'll say again, it's a long season, that they eventually will be good again. Someone who's not good is Alex Bregman. 6 out of 35 to begin the year. There was a thought on the previous show that could Caitlin Clark score more points in the NCAA tournament than Alex, and that would be higher than Alex Bregman's batting average in the month of April. He's got time, but you never know, and that's a problem. I think she's in like the 180 range or so, as far as points, close to 190, maybe a little above it. And he is at a point where it's still up for debate. It is early. It is April. We know he always starts slow, but he can't. At this point, as far as with this team struggling, we're going to need more. We're going to need more. I don't know if at any point Espada will be more proactive and go, you know what, you are bad. We're going to drop you down permanently in the lineup. But the 6 of 35 isn't like in direct contrast to what Ronel Blanco's doing on the other side, what was it, 44 batters before he gave up a hit. And then, of course, it came to Adolis Garcia, because why wouldn't it? He's an Astro ruiner, of course, but he ruins the hitless streak of Ronel Blanco, but setting records. And the best feeling and the best story of this team is a 30-year-old that wouldn't even be in this rotation if health didn't come into play. This is where we're at. 44 outs before his first hit was allowed are the most by a pitcher to begin a season in the expansion era. Excuse me.
The Astros are at the point where they don't just have a heartwarming story. The heartwarming story is kind of saving their season.
Yeah.
That they wow, against all odds. Look at him go. What a beautiful story. He had a baby before the last. I guess it was spring training, but it was in Minute Maid Park.
He had a baby. He pitched well against the Space Cowboys, and Espada told him, "You're in the rotation."
And then he throws a note. It's like a Disney movie.
Unfortunately, the Disney movie consists of a team that's awful, and Disney wouldn't even make this story because they would only have to pay attention to the team every 5 starts, or be a miserable documentary or miserable movie, because who wants to watch a bad baseball team over the course of an hour and a half? In movie form, hell, I don't want to watch them over the course of 2.5 hours, the way sometimes it goes. And we'll see what Fromber does tonight. But Ronel Blanco, the story of the season, and another good performance, and it shuts down the Rangers, who had just bashed the Astros over the first couple games. So they have a chance for the split. If you feel confident about Fromber, you would be unique if you're on this show, because I don't know how much confidence there is, but he's good. He was great in his last outing. You just hope you get another performance like you did in the previous outing against the Blue Jays, because they need it. 3-7, trying to split the series against the Rangers, try not to lose your second series in 3, and not that the standings matter, but you just want to start stacking wins at some point, because you could be in a situation like we were last year, where you always assumed you'd catch the Rangers and eventually in the Mariners, and eventually you did. It just took to the last game of the regular season. We hope for that not to be the case. And I won't say it starts today, but it would help, mostly because you want Fromber to put two good performances back to back, and maybe it is a precursor for a really good year after a shaky start to begin the year. So the Astros win. They got a chance to even the series tonight.